Aloha Vibe Tribe, it is Pink Bella. Welcome back to my channel. We're doing a live deep dive today. I hope everybody is well. Let me just check in. Can you all hear me okay? Yes, I had to I had to go and take a little break and get some water. Just completed the Typical Skeptic podcast. Hopefully you all caught that. If not, watch the replay. It was very, very enlightening, very informative today. How are you all doing? Can you hear me? Aloha, Joyful Jennifer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let me just see. Aloha, Black Feather. Good to see you. Yeah, the show went really, really well. Thank you. Saying hi to everybody. Also, punch in where you are on the planet. Let everybody know. Thanks, Black Feather. Let everybody know where you are. We got lots going on, lots happening. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Aloha. So we're going to dive into some things that I did share on Rob's channel, but I want us to get into it deeper. Please ask questions as well, because when you ask questions, I can bring in more information. I just want to pull some more cards on. So we've just closed the Lion's Gate, and we got lots of things to look at with the Rocky Mountains still, the dragons and closing the portals. And yes, I want to take a little look at I want to take a little look at what is unfolding for the USA and Canada, because there's going to be a change in direction, I feel, for both countries. Ours in October, yours in November. I wanted to just have a little peek in it. We don't have to we're just going to look at it from a higher perspective as well. But thank you everybody for being here, for liking, subscribing, sharing out. Yeah, welcome all, beautiful tribe in the USA. I don't see anybody from Canada yet, but that's okay. It's been very hot, I know, in the Northern Hemisphere, and we've had cooler temperatures here. Finally, we had such a heat wave here in the Pacific Northwest. We were like in the 90s, but now it's, what is it? Yeah, it's still pretty warm today. It's maybe about 78, 80. That's warm enough, right? So I just feel like we've all been in this intense heat dome for quite a few weeks. So I think by the time September comes, we're going to all feel very happy for cooler temperatures. All right, so I thought I'm going to come back to all your questions. Yeah, welcome all Starseeds, Lightworkers, M plus 144,000, Grid Keepers and Gatekeepers. I'm going to do a quantum reading for all of us, just to see, now that we've basically closed out the Lionsgate, but we have a super blue full moon on the 19th, and apparently there's going to be 4 super moons in a row, and it seems to be very common. I feel like this happens every season once we get into October. But it's a blue moon, which means we're going to have a blue moon. Usually means we have 2 full moons back to back. So I'll have more detail about that next time for sure. Anyway, yes, welcome everyone from California, Miami, Michigan, Cincinnati, Connecticut, I believe. And yeah, thank you everybody for being here for sure. Okay. Aloha, Teresa. Right, let's just ask for, in general, with the closing of the Lionsgate, what this tribe, and thank you for, if you watch on replay, in the description box, let us know where you're from and what's going on for you as well, if any of this resonates and if anything comes forward for you. Yeah. And then I'm going to also pull, in a little bit, I'll get to pull some goddess cards for us as well and see what we need to know for the goddess grid work that's coming up. And let's see, overall, what messages do we all need? Oh, I love that, Joyful Jennifer. That's amazing. Memories of Atlantis. The Violet Flame. Actually, this one wanted to come out as well. Stellar Gateway Activation. And what's at the bottom of the deck? The Stargate Heart. Okay. And then I'll pull some other cards, but let me just tap in with this and just ask. Oh, let me see. I already set this up, but I'm going to just ask about a high frequency protection bubble be placed around myself, all of you, wherever you are, whenever you watch on replay, and around all of us, and that the best messages come in for everyone of high frequency and assistance for us all today. And we are recording this today on August 14th. Yeah. So we got Memories of Atlantis. Now this is like twofold. This has been coming in all of my sessions. The theme of the sessions has been clearing out old energies, old connections, old timelines from the solar plexus area, which has been blocking our throat chakra. So this specific message is about spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. We are the technology, although we do use technology here, but we are becoming these crystalline light beings. But also some of the dark and the light that we're seeing playing out on Earth that's very troublesome for us is from our final year or two in Atlantis. The fall of Atlantis was very upsetting and traumatic for many of us. So many things happened to all beings, including the animals as well. And from some of that, we have a mistrust of technology and people in power here, like, of course, that's fantastic. That's us being sovereign and discerning. But I believe we're on high alert about that. Like, we will know if a piece of technology comes our way that will benefit us versus not. Okay. So some of you are still processing things, things around just how fast we're going in society, like how suddenly AI is everywhere and there's all these different apps and it's so much, it's overwhelming. But we're also advancing spiritually. So yeah, you all, besides questions, let me know how you're doing since before the Lionsgate. So think about how you were around the 19th of July. And if you just feel different, if you feel like you have expanded and remember more, and yeah, you might even, maybe you've even been having dreams or remembering more about Atlantis as well. Thank you, Joyful Jennifer. Absolutely. Smash the love button. That's right. Okay. Chamber of the Violet Flame. I'm actually going to be doing a group call about this soon, probably in September. I'll let you all know. But I often give this as a tool in sessions and also talk about it a lot. But the Violet Flame, especially through the Mercury retrograde right now, which we're in until the 27th, is a fantastic transformation tool to just transform any lower vibrational energy. The card is Chamber of the Violet Flame, Karmic Release, and Radical Transformation. And I think I did see Black Feather. I think you mentioned Mercury retrograde. I will talk about that. And this is such a perfect tool to use during this time. And I feel that I feel Mercury retrograde is a timeline adjustment. And I feel like it kind of comes in and shows us like we've got like holes open to the past, like people from our past will come up, patterns from the past will come up, and lower vibrational energy likes to kind of sneak in through these old portals. So it's a fantastic tool to use at this time. Stellar gateway activation. There's those pyramids. We were just talking about that. So we literally went this looks like a keyhole, right? We literally went through a keyhole. I don't know about you all, but it was so intense for me. The day of the Lionsgate was an 8, not an 8. The day of the Lionsgate was which was the peak. It closed on the 12th, but the 8th was the peak of the gate. We had an X class solar flare. I believe it was a 1.31. But anytime I have an X class, I feel like I get just flattened, like more. I had to have a lot of naps last week. The heat here was unbelievable. Like it jumped into the 90s last week. So that was also intense. It was intense all the way around. So it was and still is a powerful manifestation vortex. I feel like more people knew about the Lionsgate this year than any time. I started knowing about it officially, I knew about it in 2012. But I will share with you that I saw so many videos about the Lionsgate this year. So that to me means it's like, in a way, it's mainstream now. There were people there's always going to be potential for hijacking those gateways, but I feel like our numbers are growing. Our roar is getting louder. And it was a powerful time to connect with the gateways of the pyramids, but it's also just a reminder of our abilities and that we're expanding and that we're not imagining things, and more soul tribe are coming together as well. So that's amazing. And I would say all of the pyramids all around the world were connected, including the mountains. I just talked about that. We're going to talk about the Rocky Mountains, about how they are our pyramids, and they are sacred as well. Okay. The overall message, this is interesting because this came in with a session with Rob as well. Stargate heart opening. So you all can see that. You can see through the portal is the Emerald City. In the distance, there's a Merkaba above us. That came in through the session. Our Merkaba is a piece of technology that is getting repaired so that we can time travel. We're already using it anyway when we're sleeping, but the actual one that's in and around us is starting to get repaired. It was damaged during the fall of Atlantis and the disintegration of the original crystalline grid system. but it says Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. And I would say with everything that's been going on and the intensity of the energies, and this was a good point with a client the other day, feeling irritable around certain individuals, just by their voices, their frequency, that it's okay that we feel that. It seems to be settling down a little bit now, but it's like we made such a big choice with our soul about which direction we were going to go through when we went through the keyhole, that it's taking time to settle down as well, okay? And to get back into our heart. So it's okay. It's okay if you haven't been fully in your heart. I would say I've never felt so irritated as I was on this landscape, but probably because of the X flare. The X flare came in. So anyway, that's what we're working towards. We're working towards moving towards our Emerald City. Oh, we had another X class this morning. Frustration, irritability. Yeah, I felt even this morning, that makes sense, because even this morning I woke up and I felt like I didn't feel comfortable in my skin at all. So if you're all feeling that, that's normal. Okay. I'm just going to pull a few more messages for us, and then I'll come back to the questions and the comments. Anything else that we need to know? So this would be the 8-8 Lionsgate, our new timelines. We made a choice, consciously or unconsciously, about what timeline we wanted to be on. And we may have been interacting with other individuals who did not choose that timeline. And that's why it's been uncomfortable for me as well. I actually, I'm often out there doing grid work, doing errands, being kind to the people, and connecting with souls. And I found it was very challenging right before the Lionsgate. It's like I just couldn't make small talk. I wasn't really interested in being around a lot of people. I didn't really understand it's almost as if we all switched over. I'm just going to use this as an example. It's almost like we all switched over to Italian and everybody else was still speaking French. Like that's kind of, you know what I mean? Like basically we went into two different camps. Like there was quite a divide. It did start on the 19th when the power outage happened. But yeah, I agree. Like it was just, and it was very more obvious when we were around other souls, especially those souls that maybe aren't quite as conscious as like they're not by conscious. And I don't mean, it's not from an ego perspective. It's more about, we all see and understand the bigger picture, the bigger agenda. These souls do not yet. They think that it's all conspiracy theories and that there's nothing else to it. Okay, maybe they might not even know about that. All right, this is interesting. This was also, we got number 13, discernment, and from the message from the planet Vega, which is also part of the Lyran system. So that would be also, so the themes in the sessions for me has been clearing out old ancestral and personal energies that could not go through the gateway, and they were in the solar plexus and blocking our throat chakra. So that was the theme. I got so nauseous through sessions for like 2 weeks, still a little bit of it, but that is a new part of my superpower. I asked for it to be toned down because it was actually, I started to notice it around other people as well. So we're going to notice when we're around people that are, what's the word? How can I put this? They've chosen the other camp. They've chosen to stay where they are and stay in their old messages and not look at anything else. And so so what we're picking up on is this old frequency that has to leave from our solar plexus, and it's old, and it's ancestral, it's Atlantis, it's connected to the dark ones, and I couldn't believe what was coming out of people. It wasn't bad or anything. I just wasn't expecting it, and it was for us to step more into our empowerment, more into our Lyran aspect. Vega is part of that, so we have to keep discerning about maybe, okay, test the waters, go and spend time with people in the public if you're having a hard time, feeling energetically drained or stomach upset, or, oh, I found the throat closing up was huge, and I want to look into that. I feel like there was another leveling up of toxins sent out in the air, as well as frequencies, as well as AI toxins. So a multiple amount of things, because what I noticed was I went and did some grocery shopping 2 nights ago, and I've been good. Everything started to shift for me this past Saturday, but I noticed on Monday, because it's Wednesday, right? Monday, I went to do some shopping, and when I got into one of the aisles of the store, and my throat started to close up, and my stomach started to get upset, and I was like, that's super interesting, because that's just what I went through, not only with client sessions, but also anytime I tried to be around some of the regular folks. So I knew there was a big shift, like that we'd all been moved into another frequency. So I haven't had a chance to pick up what was going on in that store, but I will, if you're all new to my channel, or you don't remember, 2 years ago, and I even started offering an AI nanotech session because of this. A lot of the stores started to install these self-checkout areas. This one store that I wanted to share with you about, they took out almost all of their personal checkouts, and they made this big, huge self-checkout area. The first time I went through there, I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought it's like I couldn't breathe. It was like there were hands on me. So that, it was the same store. It didn't come in the self-checkout area, although I didn't go to that. I actually went to a person that time, which is interesting. That was just instinctive, but it did come when I was in a certain aisle, and I'm trying to remember what aisle it was, because there may have been some additives added into the food. So let me just think about that. So anyway, discernment is big. Vega is part of the Lyran system. So that was also a theme that many of us are not only from Lyra, we're from the Vega system. And Vega was a part of the Lyra planetary bodies where we chose to leave Lyra and go to Vega, because Lyra was also went through a period of choosing technology, lower vibrational energy, choices, like allowing the tech to do everything. And a whole group of us went to Vega. And unfortunately, Vega also, even though in our star map systems, Vega is still there, but in this timeline of reality, when Lyra got wiped out, so did Vega. But anyway, we're learning to let go of these old fears and traumas, including on a galactic level, and stepping more fearlessly onto our journey. Oh, this is interesting. The Atlantean information came in again, 23 confidence. The Atlantean libraries. So let me just see what they want me to share about this. Okay, some of us are at a crossroads and not sure what we can use and what we can't use, because we made some kind of agreement in Atlantis when it fell not to speak or share because it was so traumatic. But that's going to be coming up to heal now, because we're moving into a timeline where that information is going to be like cleared, closed, and sealed. Okay. All right. And then this is interesting too. Number 27, curiosity, the Zetas. The Zetas came in Rob show too. So I feel the Zetas, they're not the same. But in these card decks, the Zetas are all connected to the Grays, like kind of looks like a gray, right? The Zetas, the Grays, the reptilians are all kind of being managed, like they're kind of at this level, and then the next level up would be the Anunnaki, and then the Archons, and then the AI tech. So right now it's interesting that the Zeta, it says number 27, it says spiritual expansion. So there are good Grays, there are good Zetas, there are reptilians that have evolved. And let me just look at this card. What do they want me to share about this? They're letting me know it's okay to be curious, but to discern, right? To discern. And I also will share with you what's been coming through is that there has not been, I don't feel everybody even in the healing and truthers communities have made the jump yet. They're not necessarily on the same timeline or wavelength or frequency where we've chosen as well. So if we think about it, we all got moved over to a new station. So that's the new timeline, and which is why trying to be around the old timeline, there's had to be an adjustment. All right. Let me just have a little sip of water. Actually, it's green tea. Okay, let me just pull a couple more messages and see what else wants to come in. That's good. Share your voice. That's perfect. There's the pyramids in the background. So many of these lifetimes, we were persecuted for being who we were, especially the feminines. So not all of us have always been feminines, or not all of you masculines have always been masculines. But whatever we chose to be in this reality, there's a real there's confusion, and there's a real misrepresentation of the new divine feminine, and this essence that we're trying to embody this and remember who we were. And we were in multiple lifetimes, the feminine was persecuted for being gifted, for being intuitive. labeled all sorts of things and then, escalated off the planet. So we're re-anchoring in those codes, and we are slowly coming out of the cave and being less fearful of being who we need to be on this journey. So it's not easy. We're still not at the point yet where we can all run around in front of everyone and be who we need to be, but definitely there was a dividing of the camps. I do know that because we're all remembering, me too, I'm just remembering as well, embodying, which I call embodying more, expanding more about who I was then and what I want to share and do now. And us fully coming into our power and having our abilities, our superpowers on, really creates a threat for both the old masculine and the old feminine. So be aware of that. There could be a lot of sort of envy and jealousy and game playing from certain individuals. So yeah, the game's been ramped up. The game's been ramped up, but it's gonna hopefully get a little bit clearer for us. And more of our superpowers are coming online, including our third eye. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Archangel Gabriel's dragon came out as well. And that is about detoxing and purification. So that's another thing with this big timeline shift. I don't know about you all, but I didn't hardly eat anything for like a week. Well, one, it was too hot. Two, I was nauseous. So I just drank fluids and my smoothie. And I just finally sort of got some of it back on Saturday. But I would say it went on for over a week. So if you all were feeling like that or you haven't been hungry, that was part of our detox and purification, including being around people and certain individuals as well. Many of us have been guided to go in. You might still continue to be guided to go in through this Mercury retrograde because and I learned something new every Mercury retrograde. And again, for those new, Mercury retrograde was part of my reawakening. Like I had such a massive awakening in 94 and 95. Didn't unpack a lot of it until 97, until I went and had a reading with someone like me. And then I was like mind blown because she let me know that I was a starseed. And then after that, I got put back to sleep because it wasn't time yet. It's like I needed to hit the snooze button so I could go be with the regular folks. So fast forward to the regular folks, then at a certain period of time, let me see, I started to really know about Mercury retrograde in 1999. And then, of course, it happened 3 times a year. And we all started to talk about and laugh about it. I worked with a lot of people that were also like Gemini or Virgo, and Mercury was our planet. And we kept having the same people with the same tech problems every single time. But it started to wake me up again. And I never went back to sleep after that. Some of my other team members did, which is fine. But I just learned, like this one, I'm always learning new things. First off, it's a timeline readjuster. So we just went through that big massive reset on the 19th. So Mercury is literally trying to come in and show us where we need to clean up our timelines. So you might have people coming from your past. You may be guided to do a physical detox, a digital detox. I often go through and clean up my channels, and also I'm trying to remove things from my website and all sorts of things. You might not feel like communicating with a lot of people. So there's a whole bunch of different kind of versions of detox. You might want to be quiet more than being around a lot of people. So that's going on. The other thing that I got this time is like Mercury literally comes between the sun and the earth, and it scrambles the signal for everything. Technology, it scrambles our electrical signals, it scrambles us, it scrambles our thought processes. So oftentimes can't think. Oftentimes you say one thing, they misinterpret it and they say something else because people are not hearing, we're not on the same channel. Okay. So I just wanted to let you all know that. Okay. So I'm going to just pull one dragon, one crystal, one unicorn, and then I'll come over to questions, and then we'll move on to the other timelines. We got the dusty pink dragon from Andromeda, and I was just talking about, let me just pull all 3, and then I'll come back. I love that. So we got messages from our Andromedan family today, which is awesome. Yeah, those of us who resonate with being Andromedan, it's been there'll be periods of feeling really homesick for being here, but we are all here we are here on mission, all right? And that is different for everyone. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we got the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda. So for those of you who were on Rob's show, so Andromeda and the Milky Way, we were all one universe and galaxy a long time ago when everything was high frequency. Then all the events happened, then Earth fell, and the split between Andromeda and the Milky Way happened. Andromeda is now making its way back. And you can even go to the regular science folks, and they're talking about this. The Andromedan galaxy is going to be re-merging with our galaxy. Now, the thing is that, you know, some people are gloom and doom around it. No, we're just going to be, we're elevating. It's part of the ascension. And those of us who are connected to Andromeda, we want that. We want to be able to have easier access to home, to our home planetary system. So the dusky pink dragon from Andromeda is preparing all of our chakras to embrace and embody more of the higher love. And we're to radiate this higher love and pay it forward. And we may not feel like it right now if we're still in the irritability mode, which is a side effect of the X flare. So thank you, Christine, for letting us know there's another X flare. But this dragon wants us to help him. I seen little musical notes too, so frequencies right now to listen to would be super helpful, and I have been doing that for sure. I love this. We got the unicorn of sanctuary. So yeah, quiet time, going within, not being around a lot of people. Take time away from the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on retreat. And I would say go into nature if you can. And then we have, as a crystal, we have lepidolite trust. Oh yeah, that's a huge one. We've been through so much, everybody. Soul Tribe, we've been through so much trauma, multi-dimensional trauma, like not even, you know, not even personal and ancestral. But then we've got the fall of Atlantis. Then we have like Lemuria. Then we have like off planet, the Orion Galactic Wars. And of course, our home planet system, Lyra, the loss of Andromeda. Like we've been through so much. What did I got? Source brought me a song today, Supertramp, Take the Long Way Home. I just laughed. No kidding. But I want to share with you all, those of us who know this, what this is our way home. We all, many of us agreed to come here, and or were tempted by the brochures to come here to heal on so many levels and to move into trust again. So lepidolite is, I don't know if I have a piece. It's like a lavender color. It's a bit stronger than rose quartz, so we might all need that right now. So I'm going to get mine out. And I'm going to use it. And the next time I come back and be with you all, you know, or even write in the comments if you haven't, you've been using it. It's to help us feel less irritated. It assists our third eye and our crown chakras that are going through quite an evolution right now. But it is about learning to trust more, and that's a big one. Trust and faith are huge things that we are relearning. You know, we're on a planet where we're told a million different things, and we all know that maybe they're not telling us the truth, right? That's the movie. But I wanted to let you all know that we're learning to trust ourselves, our what connection is true and what isn't true. And when we can't really, when we don't, I feel like in a way it's been pushing us into this a little bit of a dark night of the soul, is like I need to retreat and be on my own and regroup. And I would say I've been just the same. So Aloha. Rion, is that you? Are you back from Ireland? Okay. All right. Just wanted to say hi if that was you. Okay, I'm going to go to questions and see what everyone wants to talk about, and then we'll get into some of the other topics. Thanks, everybody, for being here. And let me just see what's happening, if I can get up here. Okay. Let me just see. I wanted to see. Okay, let's go here. I like this. So Christine is saying we had another X flare this morning, preceded by 2 M class flares, and we just had another. Yeah, we've had so many M class flares. I can't even keep up about it or post about it. But the X class, that makes sense because I woke up quite irritated and I got knocked out last night. That seems to be a pattern with me. So I get knocked out. I feel like I have the flu and I sleep really hard, and then my alarm goes off or I have to come back into my body. I'm not happy. So that makes sense. Absolutely. Thank you, Christine, for sharing that. Joyful, frustrated, irritated. Once I release it, things are settling. Good. I agree. Like, I'm glad that it's okay that we've been feeling irritated. And I feel like that has been a common theme. It's because we changed radio stations, or we're trying to change radio stations. So the only way, sometimes our body doesn't want to go there. So we may have to have a release. We may be angry. We may cry. Like there may be some kind of emotional release to clear that out and move forward. Okay. And Christina's saying explains her headache. Absolutely. Okay, let's see what else. If there's any. I thought there was something. Hold on. Thought I saw something from. Yeah, let me go up. I love it. I love it. Let me just see. I saw something. There we go. Black Feather. Mercury retrograde goes direct on the 28th, apparently. How long does it last for after that? That's a good question. So Yeah, I wasn't even going to focus on Mercury retrograde because it happens 3 times a year and I don't want us to kind of all get pulled into it. Yeah, there's like a 3-week kind of chaotic period. I find out in the world, first off, like things can happen to our cars. Appliances will stop working. It's like we're being moved into again to that new radio station, and the appliances and the cars, they need a little tune up to get them there. One Mercury retrograde, I had to get a new phone. Last Mercury retrograde, both my kettle and my hair dryer went. This one, a fan went. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then there's like a pre-shadow and a post-shadow. So if I focus all on that, that means we're going to be dragged into this for like 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. That's a long time. But I've started to pay attention. Like when the elevators or the escalators go out, when I go out to transit, I already know that it's Mercury retrograde. People don't receive emails, they don't respond. Like it's almost like everything's feeling scrambled and we're a bit unfocused. So it goes direct on the 28th. And again, it's almost like everything's been, in a waiting room. So things are being moved around, cleared. It's a great time for clearing. It's a great time for decluttering. It's a great time, like I said, did personal and digital detox. And then I don't really find it's 2 weeks. I find like there might be the glitches that came through. It might take a few days or something to clear up. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. So I would say by the end of August, we should be free and clear. Okay. Let me just see. I saw some other really good. Great question, Black Feather. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, this is cool. Thank you, Sebastian from Croatia. That is super cool. Thank you for being here. Yeah, and Texas 555. Aloha Sue. April. Oh, good. Okay, let me see. April has completely expanded. Yeah, I've noticed some clients emailed me and they're asking completely different questions than they did like 2 weeks ago. Like, oh, do you know about Lisa Renee and Dark Portals? Yeah, I didn't even know like that. 2 weeks ago, that individual would not even have asked that. So that was like, wow. Okay, so Black Feather, I was at the conference until the 18th. After that, my life has changed so much. So I can't tell if it's the Lionsgate or the conference. I think it's Black Feather. I feel it's both. I feel it's both. I feel like if you all had tried to do that conference during the Lionsgate, that would have been intense, very intense indeed. After all the Lionsgates that I've been aware of in this lifetime, I really became aware of Lionsgate in 2012. This was the most intense energetically, everyone. Yeah, just let you know. Alex, I have been having more dreams about different timelines and have felt an elevation of my frequency. I love that. Oh, that's a really good thing to know. Our team does try and bring us more like initiations, cleaning up timelines in our dream time, as well as messages. And my mom has come to visit me a couple times, so that's been really cool. And my Starseed kitty Sapphire was in my dream last night, so that was cool as well. So yeah, if you want, write down your dreams and make note of your dreams right now, okay? Because we're getting key messages right now. Okay, Joyful Jennifer. Since July, I've seen more info about myself, stepped out of my comfort zone. Beautiful. I love that. That's amazing. Good for you. And you've expanded your knowledge as well. So with Black Feather, yeah, we all have, I believe that. Okay, so let me just move along through the comments. Oh, interesting. So April's just saying a lot of Anunnaki ancestral energy around me recently for clearing. Yeah, and I'm getting a big green light on that. So thank you for sharing that. I wanted to, that was going to be one of the topics today. And still feel like I'm integrating as well. And I'm getting a whole bunch of downloads and it wasn't the right time. So that might be a topic for he and I in September. Yeah, it wasn't the right time. It was more important for us to talk about all the other things we shared about today. Okay. Let me just see. I love it. Oh, I love that. Violet Flame Frequency playing in the background now. Thanks for the tip, Pink Bella. Yeah. So if you are all in a reality where you've got other people that are rubbing against your frequency in your area, or even if you just want to play it at night, this is a great tip. Black Feather, we were talking about this. So I did this when I lived in the city and I was around a lot of 5G, a lot of satellites, a lot of office, a lot of technology. I found a Violet Flame Frequency. This is way back in 2019. And I just had the volume off and I just let it play in the background and looped all night. So that's really helpful too. So thank you for bringing that up, Black Feather. Oh, absolutely. You know, I think during Mercury retrograde, I feel the best about, I mean, there's things I have to use obviously today to connect with all of you, but honestly, I can't wait to like shut everything off and go to nature. So yeah, defer, if you don't feel up to it, defer the phone calls and the text messages until you're ready to do that. Keeping amethyst close. I love that. That's awesome. Yay. Oh, that's awesome, Rion. Welcome back. I want to have another chat with you because my mom's side of the family is from Northern Ireland, and I saw your little video about Giant's Causeway, and I went there when I was a teenager. So yeah, I'm excited to talk to you about that. So welcome back. Amethyst is helping your high heart go. I love amethyst. I'm right now, everyone. I've got more amethyst on this table than anything. Black Feather, it's okay. We're going to do questions another time. You did great. You brought forward perfect information. It's all good. Oh, okay. This is a good point. I think it's still okay to do things in Mercury retrograde. It's just that things might not get processed in time, or you're just sort of like, we're not supposed to stop our lives. We're supposed to just like, I used to be very paranoid about Mercury retrograde and I wouldn't start anything new. Now I find things just get blocked if it's not supposed to go forward. So yeah, just, you know what, just pay attention to if you feel like it's the right time, because I find like even if we try to do something in Mercury retrograde and it's not the right time, it'll get rescheduled. I had 3 things rescheduled yesterday. I had someone reschedule something for the future. Someone else came in. Like, it's like, what is that? It's like moving cards or dominoes. So yeah. So, we can do things, but we really have to like, double, triple check everything for sure. Ooh, me likey. Iris' son is about to get a huge upgrade. I just got my God bumps, Rion. So thank you for sharing that. And I don't know, I felt like when I saw that you were there, I thought, what are the chances, one, I saw your video, and 2, that you were there? And I got taken there when I was 15. So I think that that's amazing. And yeah, I'm super excited to hear about that. Yeah, bring on another huge upgrade, because we can never have it. I love it. I don't know, there were so many different groups of people, either in Northern Ireland or Southern Ireland. I thought that's no coincidence. So Ireland is a call-in. Yeah, Joyful Jennifer, I'm gonna pull some goddess cards too and just see. Okay, all of Ireland has been gridded. I love that. All of Ireland's gridded souls were transferred last 40 hours. Oh, fantastic. So Rihanna, are you still there, or are you back in Sedona? Yeah, I just got goosebumps. So thank you. Thank you, my store brother, for doing that for all of us. That's amazing. Can you come to Canada? To all of Canada? We need help. Okay. Yes, I want to hear about the Ireland Intel 222 for sure. Let me see. Yeah, I feel like I even felt that as a teenager. I feel like Ireland is such a magical land. So that's amazing. I love it. Oh, I love this. My mother and father both have passed, have been in my dreams almost every night for the past few weeks. Thank you, Christine. Yeah, I found it like I had a dream with my mom, but it was around her birthday. She was a Leo, but the fact that I saw her last night, like we were just hanging out like it was normal. So I think that that's super cool right now. I feel like everyone is on board to help us, whether they're here in this reality or not. So many souls have Irish in them. I love that. That's amazing. Okay. Still recovering. We'll make a video in a couple days. The large underground cylinder was activated, been dormant for 7 years. Wow, that's amazing. Fantastic. Okay, well, I will message you because I wanted to do another chat with you alive. And I don't know if we should do it now or if we should do it when you get back from your cruise. So we'll figure that out. But I think, yeah, there's lots of things, lots more questions I have to share with you as well. Okay, that's so cool. Thank you, Rion, for doing the work that you do. Let me just see if there's anybody else, and then I'll move into the. Yeah, and the thing is, there's so many people are doing different grid work, either like in person or remotely, and that's what came through Rob's show today. It's all needed right now because so much is happening. Oh, you're back. Welcome back. Welcome back, my star brother. Oh, the stone, that's a great question. The stone recommended for irritation was the lepidolite, which is like a lavender color. But I think if you don't have that, Sue, then anything that you gravitate towards, that would be rose quartz would be really good as well. Anything, probably just like completely lying on our crystals. All right, let's go into some of the other topics. Let's talk, and I want to just pull some extra cards. And if you all have questions too about this, see, we're all Irish. There you go. If you all have any questions about any of the topics in the chat, please, and then I will pull some more cards. So I went into this with Rob, but the DEW attacks are still ongoing. The direct energy weapons. There was a recent attack before the Lionsgate this year in a mountain town called Jasper, Alberta, and it's very close to Banff, Alberta. So I wanted to pull some more messages about the Rocky Mountains, because when I looked at the fire map yesterday, so many fires are around the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains go through Canada. I believe some of them even extend up to Alaska. They go down through Canada and then down through many states like Montana. I'm just trying to think of the map. And they end in New Mexico. So big thing going on there. That seems to be a big focus right now. And it's the same scenario as what happened to Lahaina last year, which was on the Lionsgate as well. And then last year also Acapulco and, I can't remember there was a town in Chile as well. And someone said today on the chat, there was something in Brazil. And then there also was Paradise, California, the one that we knew about. I think Paradise, California was the one that started this all. So the fires are not man-made. They're not by humans on the ground. They're energy weapons directed at certain areas. And it's so hot temperatures that cars melt. And some trees survive, and it seems to hit certain areas. So it looked like Jasper, Alberta was just a small little town. It wasn't like it was a big resort. However, the intel is that it was connected to moving a bunch of souls out of there, and it's involved with the 15-minute city scenario. So yeah, I think Rob and I are going to talk about that next month as well, because hopefully there won't be anything more. But let me just ask the cards, what else do we need to know about what's going on with the DEW fires and the Rocky Mountains at this time? Number 9, suffering in silence. Number 21, the universe, source. I'm getting goosebumps already. Number 7, triumph, and this is the chariot card. And it's the year of the dragon. And yeah, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the dragons and closing the portals as well. Oh, what was the card at the bottom? The waiting room, the waiting game. Let me have some more fluid. This is another thing that I feel the throat and the solar plexus. Oh, I want to pull cards about that. So throat and the solar plexus closing up is connected to that. It's like we're picking up on the DEW energy, the DEW frequencies. All right, so the clarity card for number 9, suffering in silence, 4 of Pentacles. Let me just pull all the cards and then I'll ask them to channel through me. Universe, death card. The chariot card, 7, which is triumph, which is a very positive message. 3 of Pentacles, unification. Roar, yeah, that's right. And then the waiting. Oh, whoa. The waiting game, which is the waiting room, which is yeah. Source came in with that as well, the world card. Okay. So let me just, it's too warm for fire, so I'm just going to spray. Okay, the Arcturians are going to bring in the messages. Okay. So many souls suffering in silence. So many souls have not been able to share their truth about what they've seen, what's been happening, especially with what happened in Lahaina. And it is about money. It's about land grab and money, and the other team wanting to hang on to their parts of the grid, their parts of their land, and not give up Earth. Okay. Source is very aware of this. We're all part of Source. So when I talk about Prime Source, we're the gifts we've been waiting for. We're the boots on the ground. If we're feeling any stress and anxiety about certain areas when it hit close to home. Jasper hit my heart again too, because I have family in Alberta and I would travel there every every summer to go visit family. We go on road trips. It was such a magical little town. And immediately yeah, and then we got the death card. So in the past, oh, okay. So sources letting me know this hasn't just been going on now. This has been going on through other timelines and realities, including Atlantis. And there are in our history, there have often been the main cities have been leveled, and then new, like, to wipe out the history. What else? I want to pull another card about this, because what else, just besides the death card, which is Scorpio, which would be November. Okay, let me just see what else, because death is also about oh my goodness, I'm just looking at this card. Okay, the High Priestess came in, which is like right now that's still being hidden from many. But I'm seeing like this is going to be an end of it all, an end of the control of the old systems. Yeah, death and rebirth as well. And I will tell you what I know from what happened is that the regular folks saw it, filmed it, and they all heard what had happened. So a week prior to that particular fire, which hit a lot of us because it was such a small, beautiful little mountain town, it was planned because they want that piece of land, and they want to move those individuals back into the city. So that unfortunately is a reality that we all kind of have to go, wow, right? Okay, but then we have the Triumph card, the Victory card, and the Three of Pentacles. So that's the unity of the heart, mind, and soul. What else do they want me to bring in about that? Justice will be served. All right, so justice will be served, and that's it's a triumph. And so this is also the Libra energy. So by October, justice will be served. So oh my gosh, I'm getting goosebumps. This is going to be connected to what's going to be happening to Canada and the US in the fall. Okay. All right. And the overall, like the waiting game that we all feel like we're in right now, Prime Source is absolutely aware of what's going on. And that's why so many of us are being called to do grid work at this time. Okay. Okay. And thankfully, there were not a lot of people that, besides physically losing everything, everyone got evacuated. So as far as I know, there was only one individual, a firefighter. Okay. All right. And let's see. And if you all can go look for footage, the footage looks almost identical to Lahaina, where things were just melted. Yeah. Okay. So what else did I want to talk about? Okay, I think I covered this, but I'll just briefly. We shared about this on Rob's channel. There is a I own this, I want this over the entire Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains have domes underneath them, but they also have powerful Stargate systems as well. There's powerful crystals. I see the crystals in our mountains all the time. Not everybody sees them. So it would be like if somebody came into Vancouver and took over the mountains and said, you can't go there. That's kind of what's happening in the Rocky Mountains right now. And I think people that live in those areas are I think everybody fell into a lull, like they felt like it was all going to be okay. And then now a lot of people are in shock. And it, not just people who live there, the entire province and anybody else in the country understood what's going on. So it was picked as part of the agenda. Okay. So let me ask about, in general, what do we need to know about this ongoing scenario around the Rocky Mountains at this time? Because once winter comes, that will stop. So let's just ask. Number 9, material harvest. Yeah, they only have a certain period of time where they can do things around the Rocky Mountains. Okay, and we got source again, 21, and victory and success. Oh, I like the way this is going. Number 2, sacral chakra. Already like, we've got victory and success. Okay, so number 9, material harvest, blessings, gratitude. moving out of troubled waters. So Source is very aware of what's going on. Many of us are being called to do grid work. Many of the locals are awakening. Many souls are going to demand that everything, the land, the animals, the mountains, the forests, be returned to us, because apparently that's some of the truths that have come out, is that the national parks are not actually even being managed by the countries anymore. They haven't been for some time. All right, Source, what would you like to share with us? 9 of Wands. So completing the battle will be completed, and victory and success. So that's good news. So the battle will be ending soon, and victory and success. What is this about? I'm hearing changing of the guard, 9 of Pentacles. So I'm hearing changing of the guard. So it's going to be possibly part of what comes forward before what happens in Canada in October and what happens in your country in November. It might even happen before then, which will be the potential of electing new individuals, if that even happens. We'll see. It's hard to say what's going to happen. Yeah. The good thing about the animals and the wildlife is they already know. They leave ahead of time. They already know. I've learned this from living here my whole life, but also when I was in Africa. The animals know. They just leave. They already know when it's a dangerous scenario, and they leave. Okay, let me just see. Where do we want to go to next? Okay, let's just talk about the dragons and closing the portals. And okay, so I started really, really working with the dragons in a different way last September because of what happened to Lahaina. So, Lahaina was very traumatic for me because Pink Bella Aloha therapy was birthed there. I first connected with my higher self there. I still have a couple of rings that I bought on Front Street, and I always looked at, whenever I went to any place, that whatever money I was exchanging was for the collective living there. That has since turned out as well that the whole plan was to not allow the original souls, the Hawaiians, to stay there. So that's when we dive deeper into things we understand. So anyway, after that, I have been doing Gridwork for a while, but I started to see things in my own area, very unsettling things, but a bunch of things happened within 4 days. So then the Arcturians came to me and said, we want you to work with the dragons to start to close dark portals. So 1 year later, I'm able to now assist and train any of you that need to work with the dragons to close dark portals as well. And I work with them all the time. As a matter of fact, I make sure that my complex, this entire area, if there's anything that opens, it's like not on my watch, forget it. I recently went into my pristine little nature spot, and there were people hanging out there like it's their office, and I was like, and garbage and everything. I'm like, nope, not on my watch. So the dragons actually had me set up a portal in the little nature sanctuary, so I did that, and I'm to go in and check on them and check out that area, make sure it's okay. So that's going to be part of the Gridwork assignment. So if you're all called, there's still availability to join it's a Gridwork assignment to help with the Rocky Mountains. We're going to be working on with the Galactics to ensure that if any dark portals are open there, that they will be closed. So that's going to be early September. So there'll be 2 calls in September and 1 in early October. You can also assist with the replays if you can't make the lives. There's still availability. We are going to be anchoring in Divine Goddess Code, so I am doing a call out for Divine Goddesses at this time. Don't worry, you'll be trained. There'll be a quantum healing as well. So that's on my website. So the first section is going to be for the Rocky Mountains. The second call is going to be for the Big Island of Hawaii with Pele. And my understanding is there's been a disconnect from Hawaii to the Rocky Mountains. So we're going to be assisting with the reconnection. And then the third piece, this is huge. The third piece is Mount Shasta, but it's the disconnect between Mount Shasta and Los Angeles. And yeah, and I'm getting goosebumps about this. I just found out that the next Olympics is in Los Angeles. And you know what, souls? I've been to LA a number of times. We had the Olympics here in Vancouver, so we had to do some repair work here. So that blew my mind. I did not know that. So it will be like, it's like a pyramid. With the work that we've been doing, there's always a pyramid. So the pyramid will be from the Rocky Mountains to the Big Island, back to Mount Shasta, and then healing for Los Angeles. And that's probably going to be a prevention for whatever plan they have for the Olympics. and what they gave me with what happened in Vancouver, even though Vancouver's 2010 Olympics appeared fairly normal, I will tell you, I stayed in the city, everyone got sick. So I knew that something had been released for everyone to get so sick. And then secondly, when we went to do the piece of Gridwork last year that was included with Vancouver, there was like a dark black dome had been placed over. So I bet you if we remote view and we go to Paris, same thing. London, same thing. And Los Angeles, well, we know that something's already happened. I believe there already has been Olympics in Los Angeles. I didn't go in the past, but I feel like there already has been something in California. So that's the grid assignment. If it calls to you, fantastic. If you're a masculine and you want to do grid work, I'm going to be doing a group grid assignment sometime as well. So just follow my community tab. That's where I post everything. Okay. And what did I want to pull cards on? Oh, I should have written it down. Does anybody remember? Was it, about the throat closing up, about what they released. And then I'll move on to yes. Okay. Thank you, Joyful Jennifer. I thought so. Back in the days when the games were just about competition. Yeah, I felt like it. I felt like there was something already in LA. Yeah, so interesting, right? I'll have to go back and check to see the year. Okay, so what card should I pull? I want to ask about that feeling that I had when I walked into the store the other night where my throat closed up. And what is the best deck for that? Just think about this. Maybe Light Stars deck. Just trying to think. I feel it's all connected. Yeah. Thank you, Joyful Jennifer 80s. Okay, thank you. All right. So I just want to ask about like these frequencies that we're feeling right now that's affecting our solar plexus and our throat. Okay, this might not be the deck. Oh, interesting. Okay, they're giving me the answers in a different way. And they're giving me answers in a different way. So what else can I pull? I'm going to pull some tarot and then I'll come to these cards. My throat literally got thick. Like I couldn't swallow anything. So that to me was I thought was originally a reaction to being around a group of individuals. But now what I feel like it was a reaction to, no, but it was like, it wasn't that, Joyful Jennifer. It was like suddenly I just couldn't swallow. So initially it felt like I had been around a lot of people who were excreting a lot of toxins because I was with a group. And then but then what I realized afterwards with sessions that we're picking out radar about this massive timeline frequency that we've changed. So if we're all doing our work and we're making sure we're high frequency, but suddenly we're around a large group of people that are being held back because they're not doing the work and they're full of toxins, etc. We're feeling that. Yeah, and it's big. So let me just pull some of these cards. But it happened to me when I was in a store the other night. I recovered and then I felt it in a store. You know what they're showing me, everyone? Wow. So I was down an aisle. I will confirm this because it's a store that I go to for grid work. I'm just trying to remember. No, I don't remember because I was down a few aisles. But it's like there was whatever food was on that aisle had been leveled up to another level of contamination. So let me get back to you. I'm not sure, but I will tell you. I invoked the violet flame around me. I went when I left the store. I stood in line and I waited and I went through with a person. But I had that same experience, only worse last year when I went through a self-checkout because there were AI toxins. So it's like in a way I got detected, but I got detected in a certain food aisle and I don't remember which one it was. So what I did was I invoked the violet flame with the dragons. I use them all the time. And I managed to, and I had some water and I managed to subside it until I finished shopping. So I just kind of went about my business. So I've gotten stronger, but yeah, something has also happened with the food. Okay, let me just pull some tarot and see. Okay, so oftentimes when I ask messages, they just let me know what we've gone through. So we just went through massive. This is my Lionsgate card. So such accelerated motion, all of you. So be so proud of yourself because we've just like quantum jumped by, you know what? Okay, financial and material change. This is interesting. I'm hearing more resources, more abundance and prosperity for all of us to do our work, which is fantastic. And number one, empty the bowl, love begins. So again, through forgiveness and gratitude with whatever's going on there in the outside world, we persevere, we are strong, we are alchemizing, and we are adapting to what is happening, so we can share and pay attention to our symptoms. And maybe somebody will watch this and you'll go into a store and you're going to feel like your throat is closing and you're coughing. So just know that you're in some type of area where there's some type of toxins, whether it's being excreted in the air. If you're in a grocery store, some people have that reaction when they go into tech stores as well. Okay. All right. Because things get upgraded behind the scenes before they tell us. So again, in this store, they could have upgraded their security system, and I could have maybe just been in that aisle. I also had that reaction to when they upgraded our security system here in the lobby. So it's one of my superpowers too. So it is one of our superpowers. Okay. All right. So continue. I got the elves and the fairies. Continue to spend time in nature to recalibrate for everything that we've gone through with the Lionsgate. Some of us are still landing and integrating. For the being in this waiting period and being under stress, or of any type of stress, whether we're worried about things or whether we're unsure about where to go, it's because we're still integrating. 528 hertz, which I just released for repair, miracles healing code. Okay. um, this is this is the most hilarious thing, you all. I recorded that download with 528 hertz. When I downloaded it from Zoom, it stripped it. So you still receive the healing frequency from the last transmission. I may try and figure that out and issue it. So stay tuned. But I couldn't figure out what had happened, but that's what happened. But that's what the Arcturian shared with me. Is 528 hertz right now is so healing for all of us on so many levels. All right. The emptying the bowl, forgiving. Every day is a new beginning. Every day is a Groundhog Day, but every day is a new beginning. And that the upgrades right now are necessary and they will continue. We're going to continue to have X solar flares. And then we're going to get oversensitive to the old reality. But we're slowly moving over into our new reality as well. Okay. Yeah. So I had to ask my team to adjust me with the whole nausea throat thing because it was tough. It was hard for me to have sessions. It was hard for me to communicate. And I honestly, I couldn't even, like, the smell of food was just, it was too much. All right. So just remember 528 hertz. You can check out I'll link it to this video. You can check out the 520 hertz transmission. Even though you can't hear anything, it is there repairing you as well. Okay. I'm going to just check in on questions, and then I want to check in on the US and Canada and just see from a higher perspective what we need to know. Let me just see. Yeah. So Joyful Jennifer also had a hard time swallowing. So that was one of our superpowers. Yeah. It literally removed me from meeting up with certain people. And that's also, that happens in Mercury retrograde. We get redirects, cancels, all that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm getting tired of being around people in the matrix. Yes, and the divide seems really large right now, Gio. Like I usually can put on different hats and make small talk. I could not. I couldn't figure people out. I couldn't make small talk. They were talking about all these scary shows that they're all addicted to watching, and I was like, no, like I have to watch. If I'm gonna watch something, I have to watch something that makes me happy. And they all looked at me like I was strange. And inside, I'm going, whoa, we just went through such a massive timeline shift for sure. The normies got stuck at a time that stopped, and we kept going. That's right. That's right, Black Feather. And this is not being judgmental. I've had many clients that have come to me that had these for many reasons, right? But some went overboard and kept doing it. And those are the people that are trapped in a time loop right now. And I will say, I'm not even going to say the name of your president or my prime minister, because that brings up such just those words bring up such heated discussions and reactions to everyone. And that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to react anymore because it's the movie. But an individual brought your president's name to me, brought up the word conspiracy theory, and I just sat there because I'd landed. And I was just like, you know what? Neither one matters to me. I don't, as long as I'm healthy, happy, and we're all being joyful and we're free and sovereign, that's what matters to me. I said, I don't don't really want to pay attention to that. And then we changed subject and she was okay with that. I felt like she was being told to ask me about that. And I felt like she was waiting for my reaction. I didn't have one. So that was good. Didn't have one at all. Right. Yeah. We're waiting for the movie to unfold to see how it ends for all of us. Okay. Let me just see. Yeah. Nonstop Groundhog Day. Oh, I like this. Okay. Thank you, Christine. So the frequency is getting activated between my third eye, high heart, solar plexus for those of the 3 areas that are being affected for me after being in public or touching a device for too long. I don't know what that's all about. And yes, and I would say for me, it's been my solar plexus, my throat, a little bit of the ultra major, and crown for me as well. There definitely still is interference, everyone. It is coming through our devices. It is coming through other people. So again, the clearing, the shielding, taking care of ourselves, spending time in nature, and saying no. It is adjusting as well. It doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to interact with these souls right now, but it seemed to be like just really being shown to us, like you have to make a choice right now for your health, for your peace of mind, for your sanity, for your downloads as well. Oh, this is good. Yes, ear frequencies, super loud. My left ear has been a buzzing like no tomorrow. It's better now sharing with you all, but it has been unbelievable. It's like we're going higher. So it's like we're in an airplane and we're going higher and we're hearing more as well, right? Aw. I just had a cry. Yeah. Put some lavender. I know. Yeah. I had a cry last night and I had a big cry. After the solar flare between the 8th and the 9th, I had a big cry. And my team said, oftentimes we have to have this big release of emotion to move us physically over to the new timeline. And it very well could have been from all of it. Right? Since 2020, lost a family member, moving around, like just so much loss of Lahaina last year. Now Jasper, like it just sometimes seems like there's always something sad in and around us to overwhelm us, to hit us all. And anyway, once we clear it, be really kind to yourselves if you go through something like that, and then just have a really good sleep. Yes. Oh, we had yeah, had an X-flare on your birthday. Yeah. Okay, Sue, is your birthday? I can't remember. Was it the 26th? I can't remember if it was on the Galactic New Year, if it was a couple days after that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to just go and do one more reading for, I'm going to do Canada first and then the US. So apparently we have an election in October, which I just found out about, which I would not have known about if I hadn't been out with a few individuals. So that was a good piece of intel. Before I do this as well, if any of you would like to work with me again, availability for the Gridwork assignments, you can be at all levels. I am calling on divine goddesses at this time. And with that, why don't I pull some cards about that? And then the other there's individual Starseed Origin and Akashic Record deep dive readings are on right now, as well as some packages and working with the dragons. There's also personal training. So check everything out. And if you would like to work with me, there's still availability for August. Okay. All right. Speaking of the goddesses, let me just pull a couple before I get into the election stuff. Ishchel, medicine woman. And these messages are for all of us, whether we're divine feminine or not. We all have both within us. Okay. Ishchel, medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. We all are. We're all embodying the divine feminine, and this energy has been the fear of the other ones returning to us and to the planet. Okay. Next message, Demara, guiding children. So some of you are, some of you are parents. Some of you know that you're going to be guiding the children that have questions. You are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skill to help children now. And I'm hearing, it's the children that have been traumatized. Yeah. From everything that has happened, for sure, right? Many of us, I cried on camera when this came in a couple of years ago. Many of us came to help because of what's been going on with the children. Yeah. Okay. Third message, Lakshmi, we have a bright future coming for all of us. So that is wonderful to know. So just keep focusing on and envisioning the bright future for all of us. Okay, stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. So we won't be in this too much longer. And I feel like most of it's going to be around what's coming up in October and November. Bottom of the deck is Mother Mary, expecting a miracle. I have faith that your prayers are being heard and being answered as well. Okay, I love that. Thank you, goddesses and Mother Mary. Mother Mary is often like one of the main goddesses that comes in. Galactic Mother Mary to work with us through the the grid work. Sorry, I'm getting tired. All right, let's ask the questions about what in October 2024 there is going to be. Is there going to be a changing of the guard for Canada? What do we need to know for Canada for October? Star card, hope. Hallelujah. Number 2. That is good to know. And also the star councils are involved with what's going to unfold. Oh, 8. Positive movement forward. Excellent. And oh, we got both of my Alliance Gate. 8. So many Canadians woke up with Alliance Gate, and so many are ready to take everything back. I love it. Okay, let's just do some clarification cards about it as well. And then accelerated positive movement forward and accelerated motion for Canada after October. Okay. With the Hope card, we've got the 8 of Wands, which is a very fast forward movement of changes and positivity, which I love. Positive movement forward, Page of Swords. I have a feeling the Page of Swords is suggesting who is currently there. No. Got the 10 of Swords with that individual. So that individual that's currently there is going to be removed. Lots of intel is going to come out with that individual. Oh, we have the Empress that comes in. So there might be somebody unknown as a divine feminine that's going to come in. Interesting. Okay. And I don't know about any of it. So I don't know. I have no idea, but I feel like there's going to be a swift change. Oh, although he is connected to a divine feminine. Let me pull one more card because he is connected to somebody. Yeah, and maybe she's going to go as well. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're connected. They're tied together. So they're both gonna go. Okay, and then accelerated motion for Canada after that. Yeah, we have the 6 of Pentacles, but this is about balance and justice. And guess what? October, and that's when our election is. Good news. I affirm that for Canada because we need as many positive things happening across the planet as for everyone, because it's like a drop in the bucket that will be like this wave. Okay, and then there is no coincidence that we're having a major election in October, and you all are having a major one in November. Okay, so let's just ask now from a higher perspective. I'm going to shuffle the cards. What is the potential for your election in November? Okay, they're already saying to me if we even get that far. So let's see. I'm hearing justice as well. Okay. Number 7, choose wisely. Obstacles and challenges up until that event. I'm getting nausea again, just even talking about it. Spiritual union, but there's 2 people butting heads. That actually makes sense at the moment with who the players are. And a lot of mental conflict for everybody in your country right now about what to do. Okay. Is there anything else about that overall? Okay. Just advice. Rest, reboot, spend time in nature, and do not get involved with the narrative. All right. Do not get involved with the narrative. Okay. Choose wisely. What is the... Choose wisely, because right now it's about big money and corporate. Obstacles and challenges. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Okay. Balance. Let me just pull one more card. They're suggesting that there might be somebody new that comes forward that's not part of this yet, that's more balanced. Or there's going to be a more balanced viewpoint by some of the events that unfold. Okay, so what about this conflict between a male and a female right now? Nine of Pentacles. To stay out of it. Don't get involved. Don't get entrapped in it. I'm already snoozing people, both here and here, Canadians, and anyone on my social media that's already posting about the drama. Yeah, we're to stay neutral, positive, and at peace. So with this mental yeah, and that was the same with the mental conflict, right? To be out in nature, unplug from it. Yeah, unplug from it because the it's going to move. The energy is going to change. It's going to transform. There's a 5 of Wands. So the more we focus on the drama, the more of that will manifest. So what else? What else? The overall message. Oh, I love it. We got the Star card, the Star family. It's heavily being what everyone do not pay attention to the drama. You know, with the event in the U.S. that's going to be unfolding for November, because the Star councils are absolutely monitoring everything. And don't forget, it's going to be a process to determine what the level of awakeness is in your whole country. You know, is the whole country ready for the truth? Is the whole country ready for such a massive change? So it's going to be, yeah, neutrality, because it's going to be, that's part of it. That's part of, like, they're going to be watching everybody and everything and balancing, like, it's like they do the balancing of the, what did we used to call that when we used to do the numbers? I don't want to say the word because I can't get it right, but it's just like they're checking everything every single day to see what would be the benefit for all in your country. And there's going to be a lot of backstabbing through the whole process as well. Yeah, so neutrality, everybody, with what's unfolding, because there's going to be more information that comes out. So I think that is a good enough message for today. All right, beautiful tribe. Thank you also so much for being here and sharing your light and chiming in and asking questions. And I'm sending love to all of you, and thank you for your presence and your joy. Peace, love, and aloha to everyone. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing out. Look forward to working, whoever's called to work with me. Oh, yes, and there's also availability for mentorship, where we work together every couple of weeks as well. So email me if you have any questions. I look forward to working with all you beautiful souls. Sending love and aloha to everyone. All right, take care, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.